Welcome back, guys. Now in this tutorial we are going to learn how to create text editors or code editors by using CodeMirror. So let's start off. First up, what exactly is CodeMirror? Now, CodeMirror is a JavaScript and CSS library that allows us to create fully featured and full-fledged text editors or code editors on our web pages. Let me give you an example. Take a look at this web page. Now this is a simple text area element inside which I have written some basic HTML markup. And now take a look at this. This is a CodeMirror text editor inside which I have also written some basic HTML markup. Now technically this is also a text area element which has been converted into a code editor or a text editor by using CodeMirror. This means that we can actually convert HTML elements such as text areas into fully featured and highly customizable text editors by using CodeMirror. Next up, I am going to use CodeMirror to create a simple text editor, and then I will get into the details of how we can customize our text editor. First, let's create a folder on our computer and call it editor. So here comes the editor folder. Then let's create an HTML file in the editor folder like this. Visual Studio Code, file, new file, doc type HTML. Let's save this HTML file in our editor folder and call it index.html. So HTML, head, and body. Let's put a title in here, CodeMirror. Let's save the HTML file and open it as a web page. Now let's make it look like something like this. There you go. Now let's create a text area element in our HTML file like this. Text area ID editor. Let's save the HTML file and refresh the web page. Now next up, I am going to convert this text area element into a code editor by using the CodeMirror library. But before I can do that, let's go ahead and download the CodeMirror source code from codemirror.net. So codemirror.net. There you go. Then let's simply download the CodeMirror library by clicking here. There you go. So show in Finder, and right there we have it. Let's extract this library. There you go, CodeMirror-5.3.0. Let's copy this CodeMirror library and paste it in our folder. Next up, I'm going to rename this folder into CodeMirror for simplicity. Now, if I open up the folder and let's change the view, take a look at this. Now, this is the complete CodeMirror library with all the different stuff such as themes, add-ons, and the actual CodeMirror source code. Now, if you open the lib folder, you will find these two files. These two files represent the core code of the CodeMirror library. Let's include these two files in our HTML file like this. So script source codemirror-lib-codemirror.js. Then link href codemirror-lib-codemirror.css, and relationship is style sheet. Next up, we have to decide which language are we going to create our text editor for. Now, I am going to create the text editor for HTML markup. To do this, we have to go to the mode folder and include the xml.js file in our HTML file like this. So the script tag, oops, I think I made a small mistake. I missed the closing tag. Script. Now this is going to be mode, and this is going to be xml.js. Now let's take a look at the mode folder. The mode folder contains different JavaScript files for different modes or languages that we can implement in our code editor or text editors. Now, we have included the core JavaScript files and the CSS file in our HTML file. It's time to write some pretty basic JavaScript like this. So, script and variable editor equals CodeMirror dot from text area document dot get element by ID editor. Now let's put some HTML markup in our text area element like this. I am a paragraph. Let's save the HTML file and refresh the web page. Take a look at this. Our text area element has been converted into a pretty basic text editor by using CodeMirror. Now, there are certain settings that we have to perform at this point, but first let me explain to you how this code actually works. So first up, CodeMirror is a JavaScript object that we got from this CodeMirror.js file. The CodeMirror object, this one, has a method called FromTextArea. This method actually takes a text area element and converts it into a text editor by applying some CodeMirror magic. So basically, we select our text area element by its ID and hand it over or pass it to the FromTextArea method of the CodeMirror object. Technically speaking, the FromTextArea method returns an instance of a CodeMirror text editor that we have then stored, in our case, in a variable called editor. Now, before I show you how we can customize our text editor, let's import a CSS theme for our text editor. Let's take a look at the theme folder within the CodeMirror library. So if you go to theme, take a look at this. Over here, I have got lots and lots of different themes that we can apply to our text editor. Let's import the Dracula's theme in our HTML file like this. So, link href CodeMirror theme Dracula.css and relationship style sheet. Let's save the HTML file and refresh the web page. Next up, I am going to apply this Dracula theme to my text editor like this. So let's pass an object to our FromTextArea method like this, mode XML and theme Dracula. Let's save the HTML file and refresh the web page. Take a look at this. Oops, I think I made a very small mistake with my script element. So let's save the HTML file, refresh the web page, and take a look at this. The XML mode is now in action. We can actually write some code in this text editor like this. I am another paragraph. Now let's get back to the from text area method. The from text area method can actually take in two arguments or parameters. The first argument is the text area element that we want to convert into a text editor. The second parameter is an object that specifies the different settings for our text editor. For example, we can turn on line numbers for our text editor like this. So line numbers, it has to be true. Let's save the HTML file and refresh the web page. Take a look at this. So you've got the line numbers in action. So this is how you can implement a text editor on your, web page by using the CodeMirror library. But there are two more concepts, in fact, three more concepts that we should take a look at before moving on. So first up, let's talk about CodeMirror add-ons. Add-ons allow us to implement additional functionality for our text editors. Let's implement a pretty simple but extremely interesting add-on to our text editor. So let's head off to the add-on folder. Now in the add-on folder we have this edit folder, and in the edit folder we have this closed tag.js file, or in fact the closed tag.js add-on. This add-on allows us to implement auto tag completion. Let me show you how. First, let's include this add-on in our HTML file like this. So script source CodeMirror -add-on -edit sorry, it was / actually, closed tag.js script. Now, since we have included this add-on in our HTML file, we can now specify an additional property for our customization object like this: auto close tags true. Let's save the HTML file and refresh the web page. Now, if I put in an opening tag in here, the closing tag is automatically created thanks to the auto close tags functionality implemented by the close tags add-on of the CodeMirror library. The CodeMirror library comes with tons and tons of add-ons. You can take a look at, all of these add-ons and how they work at the CodeMirror.net documentation. Next, let's talk about this editor variable. The editor variable contains an object that has been returned by the from text area method. Now, the editor object has lots and lots of different methods that can be used to do lots of things. For example, we can specify the size of our text editor by using the setSize method like this. So editor.setSize, let's set the size to 250 by 150 pixels. Let's save the HTML file and refresh that web page and take a look at this. Now, the setSize function is a method of the editor object, and this editor object was returned by the from text area method of the CodeMirror object. So this is how we can create fully featured and highly customizable text editors by using the CodeMirror JavaScript and CSS library. This was all for now. Check out the CodeMirror library and feel free to play with it.